Hello and welcome back to another episode of Generation Films. My name is American Ben and today we are going to break down the features of the Pella, Marco Inaros' light cruiser seen in the 5th season of The Expanse. I know that I've started the whole Secret series thing in which I've been breaking down the hidden messages in classic sci-fi movies, but just for today I need a break from big movie studios issuing copyright claims against me. And hey, it's been a while since I've done a video on The Expanse, and no one's giving me credit for that, by the way. But now seems like the perfect opportunity to jump back into its universe. I did say to one of you at some point that I'd do this video, and so for the sake of my own salvation today, I'm gonna follow through on my commitment. Lesson learned for the 10,000th time, don't make commitments. Anyway, Marco Inaros procured the Pella as any smart spacefarer would in a shady deal with Martians. Yes, the Pella is an MCRN ship. As everyone knows, Mars has mastered mechanical engineering, and if Marco was going to properly terrorize the Sol system, then he was going to need a classy and capable ship to help him do the job. From the outside, the Pella doesn't really appear unique in any way. Actually, dare I say it kind of looks like the Donager, but smaller and less orange. On the back side of the Pella sits its nacelles, each of which house an Epstein drive that burns in glorious blue. Now, the Pella does remain a bit of a mystery in terms of its capabilities. Unfortunately, Season 5 didn't afford it many combat opportunities to display its physical prowess, but it seems to have a sufficient complement of torpedoes and PDCs, the proverbial knife in the darkness. But everyone knows that it's what's on the inside that really counts, and aside from its sociopathic crew, the Pella really is a quality ship. So if we wanted to get in there and check out what's inside, well, we could just jump to it without an EVA suit on, but I might recommend just docking with it while still on board another ship. Docking with the Pella is a cinch as it has a really fast retractable docking bridge. Of course, then you'll enter through its outer and inner airlock doors and into the ship. The airlock is fairly short and narrow, but hey, if you need to space someone to sate your murderous passions, it'll get the job done. Okay, so now that you're in the ship, you'll probably notice that its hallways are pretty ordinary with drab gray and chrome paneling along the walls, giving the place a bit of a prison ship vibe. Along the walls, you also may notice electronic panels here and there which allow crew members to access information about the ship and its passengers, as well as perform just about any simple operation that the other screens aboard can. Then of course, within the walls there are modules for programming the ship, and pro tip, the time during which a person is messing with these modules is your most opportune chance to knock them out. Anyway, let's head over to the bridge. To do so, we need to take the elevator, just a simple carriage, but quite a spacious one if I may say so myself. It can even hold Kamina Drummer's attitude. Anyway, let's get off the elevator and out onto this damn bridge, because whereas the hallways are kind of drab, the bridge is really aesthetically pleasing. Red lighting complements the chrome and bluish gray paneling on the walls, and the screens around the room are filled with tons of colors, endowing the bridge with an inherent vibrance. Oh, and the chairs. These chairs possibly even rival the chairs on the OPAS Tynan. We're talking the Pella has some serious gamer seats. It makes it easy to see why a bunch of belter bros would take quickly to this stallion. As far as the layout of the bridge goes, it has 2 levels, an upper and lower deck, throughout which are tons of consoles and screens. We often see crew members crowded around a single console, which tells me that either each console has an exclusive function, or the spread of the consoles across the bridge makes it hard for the flight crew to communicate from their respective stations. And I'm inclined to lean towards the latter. Though belters do love each other a lot, and probably don't have issues with having their personal space invaded. As far as the specific functions of the consoles go, well, I think we can pretty much assume that they are capable of the basic things that any ship of the time would be, from tracking objects in their immediate proximity and in distant space, to monitoring security cameras on the ship, to firing weapons, and so on. There's actually this one screen that shows the same thing like all the time. The officer stationed at this console almost never changes what's on their screen. They literally sit there monitoring the same thing for eternity. I'm not sure if this is because the makers of the show can only be so detailed all at once, or if it's just due to the fact that life on the ship can get kind of dull a la any office job. Okay, truth be told, I did see the screen change for a few brief moments, but again, throughout the season, it almost always displays the same thing. I'm not trying to get anyone fired, but maybe just space the person who works there. But I digress. If we go up close to Carol's console, we see that she has a lower screen which she uses for actual computing and reading data, and a higher screen which she uses for viewing video and communications, though it seems that both screens have pretty universal capabilities as we'd expect. More importantly, she has a keyboard with physical buttons. And those of you who have followed our Expanse ship series know that we talk about buttons a lot. As a matter of fact, this is really just an entire series on buttons. We've of course concluded that ships with only touchscreen technology put themselves in precarious positions because such software could crash, whereas physical buttons are more reliable. Well, the Pella really has a nice mix of both types of tech. Last note pertaining to screens, it seems that virtual screens can be brought down from anywhere on the bridge right out of thin air. I mean, what's the use of having a screen installed below the center console platform here? That's no one's station, so I feel like it's possible that this tech isn't confined to this one spot, but again, I'm not sure. Then of course, what would a ship in the Expanse be if it didn't have a center console? The heart of a captain's ego. On the Pella, this platform is actually elevated higher than is usual for Expanse ships, at least of those we've seen thus far. On one hand, the extra raised platform allows for Marco Inaros to let his inner megalomaniac flourish as he offers up Caesarian speeches from high and literally talks down to his guests. Honestly though, the elevation of the platform makes sense given the two-tiered nature of the bridge, as this way the captain is more easily able to project his voice to all flight officers at once without shouting. And at the center of the platform is our center table console, also a staple on Expanse ships. In the Pella's case, its center table console is nice and compact, but still boasts comprehensive capabilities. It can be used to operate the entire ship. Oh, and of course, the table console has a super sweet 3D interactive map feature, my personal favorite tech on Expanse ships. That said, there's nothing special about the tech on the Pella's bridge relative to other MCRN vessels we've seen. Anyway, let's get out of the bridge and check out the officers' quarters, which are fairly comfortable rooms that each come standard with a high-def screen capable of letting you know that you're you. Of course, Naomi threw multiple tantrums despite the reasonable accommodation she was afforded because the crew would not share with her the ship's Netflix password, and as we know, she spent the entire season having to live off of Paramount Plus. Sorry, should have said spoiler alert for those who haven't seen the 5th season yet. At one point, Naomi got so hysterical over the crew's refusal to share their Netflix account password with her that they had to throw her in the brig.
I have the right to know, tell me!
The cells in the brig, of course, all have an isolation feature which mutes the person inside of the cell to people outside of it.
Tell me what happened! Tell me what happened!
Finally, we finish off in the galley, or at least the officer's galley, a cold but stylish room that I might describe as soulless chic. The hallmark of Martian design. No shade though, the galley is a tastefully furnished and decorated room, no pun intended. I'm an especially big fan of the blurred glass cabinets, though I'm not sure that's the correct term for this style, but whatever, this is YouTube. Also, the Rocinante may have the sleekest dishware, but the Tupperware game on the Pella is nothing to ignore. I'm also all about the black thermoses, and yeah, classy dirty dish receptacle, my friends. The place also has an assortment of colorfully lit appliances, and there's even some greenery to put some life back into this soulless room. And as you may have begun to pick up on, the galley is filled with what seems to be various coffee paraphernalia, and thus the entire ship is James Holden approved. Video over. I'm pretty sure that this right here is a very expensive instant coffee machine which made Naomi think of Holden. Anyway, Naomi, enjoy your dry as hell noodles. Now I see why Marco complained about the Martian grub. Anyways, that's my breakdown of the Pella. At least that's the best I can do for now. I'm sure there'll be more information about the ship revealed in season 6. Let me know in the comments below what I missed, what I got wrong. Do give this video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Subscribe to this channel. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss a damn thing. For now, my name is American Ben, Generation Films. Peace.